Welcome to Tuesday Travel Chat presented by Go Travel. I'm one of your hosts, Julia.
And I'm Bob.
And today we have with us Joanne Cotterman from Royal Caribbean, and we're going to get all the latest updates. But first, Bob, shall we do the news?
Of course. And now the news. President Biden signed the bill opening the door for Alaska cruises to resume. Means they don't have to stop at a Canadian port. The law affects 51 cruise ships and is in effect through March 31st, 2022. So,
this is huge, Bob. This is crazy.
Yes, it is.
We've been waiting for this all year, and it's fantastic.
Yes, and they expect CDC approval and protocols by tomorrow or Thursday.
Okay,
nice
so
Memorial Day gift. Next week.
Let's do it.
Yes.
What else, Bob?
Well, next we have Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, and NCL are expected to begin sailing soon in Alaska, and in the end of June. But the Florida departures are still in question. That's a political issue going on here. But the fact that we're going to be sailing from North America is a great boost, and sailing from the United States. That's the best thing.
I would say, Bob, I mean, just within the industry, the buzz is going. I think everything is just really happy. I haven't seen everybody within the cruise industry so excited in at least a year. So I think it's all a very good sign. Yeah,
even Richard Fain's video was, I've never seen him as excited as he was yesterday when he had his video.
Richard Fain, who is the chairman of
and CEO and a great friend of Go Travel and a great friend in the travel industry.
All very good news. Okay. Let's hop across the pond.
Sure. Europe expects to be open to all fully vaccinated travelers by July. That announcement should come by Friday. The European Union is reviewing it now. All indications are that in most places, infection rates are falling rapidly. So you could probably get to Europe by July 1st. Not quite sure what you're going to have the mask protocol to follow, but no quarantine. That's the important thing.
And
as long as you're vaccinated.
Lots of good news. Italy, Croatia, Greece, all open. Iceland. There's
Portugal,
a lot that have
Spain, Iceland. Yeah,
a lot have already been taking people.
Yes, definitely. And European river cruises are going to be starting in July. The first one is going to be on the waterways in Portugal, one of the countries that's opening. And they expect a slow rollout through August and hitting their full stride by September. So
wonderful.
That's going to be a wonderful news. People have delayed their European trips for so long. This is so exciting, and they're so excited.
Well, if you're thinking about going to Europe, there's one thing you need to make sure you're doing. We talked about this briefly last week, but
I can't reiterate enough how important it is that if you need a passport for the fall, you need to apply now. It is taking 12 to up to 16 weeks, depending on your location. You can't even start tracking your passport. Usually you can do it within 24 hours, and it tells you where the process is. The passport office is saying you can't start tracking for 30 days. And expedited, which means you used to be able to get it in less than a week, 4 to 6 weeks. So do your passport. And if your passport is expiring in June of next year and you plan to travel in the spring, renew in the fall.
Get it done if you want to go. This is good news. There's high demand. That means people are traveling.
Very high demand. The highest demand since the peak, which was 2012.
People are ready to go, and the countries are ready for us. So
yes.
Okay. I think there's a TV show you enjoy, Bob.
There is. Welcome aboard. Who remembers the Love Boat? Well, in 1986, on May 24th, the final series episode was shown. And with that, the Love Boat sailed around the world. You still mention Love Boat. People still hum the song. You see it on reruns on the television. Captain Steubing, Gavin McLeod, is still around. He's 90-something, but very vital. And chances are, if you go on a princess ship, you may see one of the cast on board. They go frequently. But yeah, that's the history.
Well, there's been such exciting news this week, especially with all of the word of Alaska, and it's going to be so much fun to bring on Joanne in a second here from Royal Caribbean. But in the meantime, I just want to remind you during today's live stream, if you have any questions, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, please just put the questions in the comments. We would love to get your questions answered live, direct from the source, direct from Royal Caribbean. So do put those down there. We want to be able to answer all the questions that you might be having. But in the meantime, shall we bring on Joanne?
Please.
Hi, Joanne.
Hi.
How
so great
are
to be
you?
here. Thank you for inviting me to be on your talk today.
Yes. It's been a year since we've seen you. We speak to you a lot, but we haven't seen you for a year.
Yeah, 15 months that's been going on. Yeah, it's crazy.
Absolutely crazy. Yes.
Crazy. But things are getting better, right? Yes, they are.
Definitely.
Well, and Joanne, where are you coming from us today? Or where are you coming from today?
Yeah, I'd like to say I'm talking to you from my cabana at the Perfect Day Island, but I'm actually in my Satellite Beach, Florida, just really distance from the Orlando area. It's just nestled a small little beach community between Cocoa Beach and Melbourne Beach over in Florida.
So not quite Cocoa Cay, but you're in Cocoa.
Yeah, I'm on an island. It's a barrier island.
Well, let's get into it. I know that everybody's curious on all of the latest things going on with Royal Caribbean. Yes. So what's new, Joanne?
Oh my gosh, there are so many new things and exciting things to talk about today. I hope we have enough time to get it all in. But I want to start by saying, everybody put your straw hats on, your bathing suit, sunscreen, and your sunglasses, because we are ready to cruise. And we are so excited to be cruising again. We're actually kicking off our very first cruise on the beautiful Adventure of the Seas out of Nassau on June the 12th. So that's just a few short weeks away. We're really excited to be able to have a ship to offer to our North American guests. And she's going to be doing some round trip itineraries from Nassau as her home port, starting June 12th through September. So that's about 16 voyages, I think, that we have scheduled. Great itinerary and on a really great ship. Have you been on the Adventure of the Seas, which is a Voyager class ship, Bob?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Yes. So this ship lovely. Actually,
it has the bells and whistles that you expect.
Yeah, it actually went through a partial amplification, and that was back in 2019. The reason it was a partial or a mini amplification was because a hurricane came through Grand Bahama Island during the process in which she was being amplified. So we call her an enhanced or mini amplification, but she actually does have a lot of bells and whistles. We've got water slides and flow riders. We got specialty restaurants. We've got a beautiful deck that looks like we brought the Caribbean to you, bright colors and lots to offer on the ship. But the itinerary is very exciting as well. We're doing 2 days in Perfect Day Cocoa Cay, calling on Cozumel and Grand Bahama Island. So really great itinerary to get started with. Again, June the 12th is our kickoff cruise. We've offered some great rates for flights through the Royal Caribbean Air Department. We've got flights right from Orlando starting at about $249 per person on some of the departures. So we can get you there at a really reasonable price as well. So these are open for sale now. So please reach out to the team at Go Travel so they can get you set up with this adventure.
This is amazing because this is just a little over 2 weeks away. I mean, this is wild. Yes. It's here. This is actually, I mean, pinch myself. Oh my gosh, it's already, it's here.
I can't wait to walk up a gangplank.
So exciting to be talking about cruises that are actually cruising now. So this is really great news.
Joanne, on the topic of resumption, we do have a question here from Dorothy, and she's just asking, do you feel that vaccination will be mandatory? I am, but have many friends who that will not consider. So what is the current message from Royal Caribbean as far as resumption on that note?
So that's a great question. On some of our itineraries that we're going to be talking about that are new, we actually have put those mandates out. So to start with, on the Adventure of the Seas, vaccines will be required for guests that are 18 and older to start with. And I think in August that does change to 12 and older. So vaccines on the startup cruises there. And that has to do not so much with the company, right, with Royal Caribbean, but we have to work with the local governments and what the different governments require for the ports that we call on. So operating out of Nassau may be different than what it looks like out of, say, Singapore. Singapore cruises don't require the vaccines. Now, I think this question may relate to more of what it will look like sailing from a North America port. And it's a great question. And it's one that's probably evolving on an hour by hour basis as more and more people are getting vaccinated. The CDC is lightening the restrictions. So more to come on that. We haven't come out with our statements yet as to what those requirements will be, but we will be starting with some type of either fully vaccinated or partially vaccinated mandate. So,
and I think it's so cool because Royal Caribbean has just done such a great job of communicating throughout this whole past year, and you guys are just rolling with it and doing what you have to do until. We don't know the future. None of us know what the future holds as far as that is, but you're doing what you need to do to restart. And these are the rules for this restart. And then we'll just have to take it day by day, month by month as time goes on and what it's going to look like.
And remember,
Absolutely.
It's a 2 to 6 week lag time. If you get the vaccine that needs both shots, they had to be taken 4 weeks apart. Then you have to have 2 weeks for it to sink in. Johnson & Johnson, it's one, but most people are taking the double shot. So if you're planning on going on a cruise and you're not vaccinated, you right now you wouldn't be able to sail until about mid-July if you get the vaccine now.
Something to consider. Well, let's go back to the product now that we've addressed that for a little bit. We're about to talk about Coco Cay, but I just want to bring a little taste of a little flavor of Coco Cay, which I haven't gotten to go yet, but I can't wait to get there.
You got it, buddy. Plus your arms in like that. You're gonna lie down though.
Oh my goodness. Push me off. So much fun.
I love that.
I'm ready for that slide. So talk about Coco Cay because many people haven't been there yet because it was so new.
Yeah, it is very new. In fact, it went for almost a year under no operation. So other than our crew that was maintaining it, but I actually had the pleasure of going to Perfect Day Coco Cay. And let me tell you, that video was awesome, Julia. It just made me think about how much fun I had. And I think the best way to describe Perfect Day is you can experience it in two types of ways. You can have the thrill or the chill, or both. But the thrill side of the island, of course, is the water park. Mm-hmm. And you've got an admission to get into the park. It runs about $50 per person for a full day, but you can go in and out of the park as much as you like. We've got the tallest water slide in North America, which is featured there on the slide. There are about 13 different slides between two different slide structures. So some of those slides actually are screamers, and some of them will make you giggle. My favorite was the slingshot slide, which is a raft slide. It goes down a apparatus that will shoot you out of the sling at about 60 feet with no gravity. It's absolutely so much fun. That one, it makes you giggle. And I did that as many times as I could.
I still cannot even imagine. I think I've seen some videos of it, but every time you describe it, Joanne, it's just wild. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, and some of the screamers will have you stand in a tube-like structure, and the bottom will drop out below your feet. It just, that one will make you scream, but it's really so much fun. You also have an adventure ocean pool that's kind of like an apparatus that the kids love. There's a wave pool there too that operates on a continuous wave, or so you feel like you're in the ocean, and it's so much fun there. So there's two other types of thrills. One is the helium balloon that you see also in the slide. This balloon will take you up 450 feet into the air. It's about a 15-minute experience. And when you're all the way up there and you're looking out at the beautiful, island of Perfect Day, you also see this beautiful, clear water of the Bahamas. And below you can see the dolphins swimming and the stingrays, sea turtles. It's such a beautiful spot to just look out and enjoy the scenery. You can also see that the ship is docked right there at the pier, which is awesome too. That's also new. No longer do we have to tender over to the island. You can actually just get right off the ship, walk a short distance to the entrance of Perfect Day. And of course, if you'd like, you can also take the shuttle. There's a little shuttle tram that runs nonstop throughout the day to take guests to and around Perfect Day as well. So really great thing. There's a zip line that takes you into 3 different runs. And on the last run, you get to choose whether you want a wet ride or a dry ride. And if you can see that little fountain that's kind of right there at that little oasis area, that's where the last string or run of the zip line takes you across. So many things to do just on the thrill side. But we know a lot of guests just like to go over and chill as well, right?
Yeah.
Bob, are you more of a thrill or a chill kind of guy?
I'm a chill.
Okay.
Which is good because I'm the thrill.
Well, I'm the chill.
Yeah. I like to do a little bit of both, so I like to sprinkle it up a little. But over on the chill side, we've got this beautiful Oasis Lagoon pool. It is 800,000 gallons of fresh water. So it's the largest freshwater pool in the Caribbean. We have at one end, which is 0 entry. It's a great place for family with little kids to enjoy their day. Or in fact, the whole pool it runs to about a 4-foot depth. And there's all these little coves that you can just kind of find at your own little area if you like to just find more of a secluded area. There's lots of umbrellas and water loungers that are all complimentary. And then over at the further end, there's a swim up bar where we have a DJ that offers a lot of fun. Your drink package, if you do have an all-inclusive drink package or an unlimited drink package, does transfer over to the island, or you can do drinks a la carte as well. So maybe you want to try that Coco Loco when you're over there, which is the signature drink on the island. But it's great fun. It's really very chill. There's also 3 beaches that you can choose from. There's the Chill Beach, the South Beach or Harbor Beach, 5 different types of cabanas. Maybe the cabana is a choice that you'd like to enjoy your perfect day. And that's either in the Thrill Park, over by the Oasis Lagoon, or over by the beach areas. South Beach has some cabanas. We also have floating cabanas, which are my favorite, which I wish I was talking to you from today. But these are just like the cabanas that were designed over in Bora Bora. There's about 10 of them that are lined up over the ocean, and they have slides that go into the ocean. They all come with cabana attendants. So they're there to bring you drinks or bring you lunch or make sure your towels are fresh. Really great experience for sure.
Joanne, there's been a question. When can people reserve the cabanas? Is it after they've made final payment?
You can actually, after your deposit, you can start making your reservations. They typically open up about 90 days out. We try to do them as early as possible, but it's, excuse me, if you just check on the pre-cruise planner, you'll be able to see if they're available for sure. Yeah. We also have day beds and bungalows over there as well. And there's another new feature to Perfect Day Coco Cay, which is our Cocoa Beach Club. And this is a luxury upscale private experience. The area holds about 400 guests, and there's an infinity pool. We have luxury seating. It's facing the ocean, so it's really a beautiful setting. We have the shuttle service that'll take you to and from if you choose to do that. But your lunch is included there as well, and that includes filet mignon, lobster, grouper sandwiches. That's at the Cocoa Beach Club. So it might be something you want to consider as well for your perfect day. But go ahead.
It's a lot better than the steamed hot dogs and hamburgers that you had to bring to the islands 30 years ago from the ship.
Exactly. So definitely a benefit to having, again, the pier there. But all of our pavilions and our eating options over on the islands now have their own galleys. So we do prepare the food on the island fresh daily. So there's 2 pavilions. We have these snack shacks that are set up around the island that, again, sort of have that same feel if you've ever been to Bora Bora, because that's really famous there to have snack shacks that you just kind of run up to and you grab. They have the best burgers and chicken sandwiches. They do fried cheese sticks and these brownie caramel desserts. All of this is complimentary over at the island. And of course, if you want to stroll back to the ship and have lunch on board, there is that option as well. So much to see and do. We could talk a whole segment just on Perfect Day Coco Cay.
I want to reiterate, you're there for 2 days on this itinerary. Yes. So you really get to explore, and maybe you can have 1 day of chill, 1 day of thrill.
Absolutely.
You know, take it any way you want. You don't, it's not a quick stop and then you're out. You get 2 days to really take it all in.
Joanne, how long is it open at night?
Well, we close it down at night. I can't remember off the top of my head let me see if it does say in my notes. It actually is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay. So they do close the park down, if you will. So all guests would be back on board for nighttime activities on board, and then it reopens again at 8 a.m. Okay. So yeah, we've actually found when we've done some of our testings with the overnights that most guests do go back to the ship and they want to, have dinner on board or see the shows that are happening on board. So we do find that most guests prefer to be back on board in the evening hours. Well,
Joanne, we've covered a little bit this side of the world. Why don't we take a little jump across?
Perfect.
Yes, let's do that.
What's going on with Cyprus?
We are talking about return to service, and we are going to continue to talk about returning to service with our beautiful Jewel of the Seas starting on July the 10th. We're using Cyprus as our home port. This is going to run from July to October 23rd as our departures. And this is going to be calling 7-night cruises, round trip from Cyprus, calling on Rhodes, Mykonos, Athens, Santorini, and Crete. Now, I haven't been to all of those islands in the Greek Isles, but I certainly have been to some, and they are amazing and beautiful. So if you're looking for that Europe itinerary this summer, this is the choice for you. And on board, an absolutely beautiful ship, the Jewel of the Seas. The Jewel falls into a class of ship called a Radiance class ship. Now, I know Julia and Bob, you both have been on a Radiance class ship, have you not?
Yes, we have.
Yeah, they're beautiful. So this would be the Radiance of the Seas, the Serenade of the Seas, or the Brilliance of the Seas. So what's unique about this class of ship is that it's small in size or midship. It runs about 80,000 tons and carries about 2,400 guests. But the unique piece of this is that the ship from the midsection of the ship up is made of glass. So there's glass walls that outline the ship. And we have these glass elevators that are actually designed to look out of the glass walls. So they are nicknamed the ships of light or the ships of glass. In fact, if you were to put all of the glass side by side and lay it out, there would be over 700 acres of glass that goes into building a Radiance class ship. Absolutely beautiful. And as you can see, we do reserve these ships for very scenic itineraries, such as the Greek Isles. So we use them for Baltic, we use them for the Greek Isles, we take them to Alaska. We have the Brilliance going out of Tampa as well. So if you want to try out something close to home, if you're located in Central Florida, you might want to check that out as well. But absolutely beautiful. Now, sailing out of Cyprus, we do require, again, the same type of requirements with the vaccine. And again, that's because we're working with the local governments, and that's what's required with the EU over there to call on the different islands. So all guests will be required, and I believe that starts again at 18 and older for guests traveling on this itinerary.
Yes, because we've been hearing a lot of, we've been discussing Greece a lot and all of the ways to get into Greece, which is just a vaccination and the PLF form. But Cyprus, we haven't been talking about going direct to Cyprus. So this is a fun little way to do a different type of itinerary. Rather than out of Athens, this was out of Limassol.
Yes. Absolutely. And we're doing air to sea again. Our air program is available to assist our guests with getting there. What we do with our contracts with the air department is, or with the different air carriers, is we do contracts so we can offer some, lesser airfare to our guests to get you there. And of course, Go Travel is, you're very familiar with booking our air. And of course, all of the benefits that go along with that. So be sure you're checking with your agent at Go Travel, or if you're not using an agent, they have many experts that can assist you with booking this itinerary.
And Joanne, now with all of the news that's been going past week, I think we need to let's go back to the pond again, and let's talk about Alaska.
Absolutely. The biggest news story yet. We have been cleared, as Bob mentioned earlier, to travel to Alaska. So we are starting with one, but two of our most beautiful, I think all of our ships are beautiful, but two beautiful ships, the Serenade of the Seas, again, which is Radiance class ships, round trip. Both of these are round trip out of Seattle. We've got June the 19th with the Serenade, and our Ovation, which is a quantum class ship. We'll talk about that and the features of that in just a minute, but she's going to be starting operation again, round trip out of Seattle on August the 13th. So super excited. The Serenade of the Seas is offering the ports of calls such as Sitka, Endicott Arms and Dawes Glacier, Juneau and Ketchikan. And our Ovation is doing the inside passage again from Seattle, calling on Juneau, Skagway, Sitka, and Endicott Arms and Dawes Glaciers. So absolutely beautiful itinerary, beautiful itineraries on beautiful ships. Yeah.
And
so
Joanne,
so
what
excited.
length of cruise are these?
These are 7-night sailings on both.
Okay. So this is brand new, hot off the press. I mean, now that restrictions have been lifted temporarily for this season, so that Alaska can resume again, because this has always been one of the most popular itineraries, Alaska, especially in a year where we want to stay a little closer to home. I'm so excited. This is so cool.
It is so exciting. And the Alaska people are so excited to hear that the cruise lines are coming back and, coming back soon. So again, July the 19th is just right around the corner if you think about it. So not so far to wait to get on that cruise to Alaska.
And you know what state sends the most people to Alaska? Florida.
That's awesome.
Florida sends the most people of anyone in the U.S. to Alaska.
Well, Joanne, we're going to show a video of Ovation of the Seas. But before that, why don't you describe a little bit of what people will see on Ovation so they're prepared for this? Because sometimes it's so quick that
you miss things.
Yeah, so the
Front and
Ovation of the Seas is actually a quantum class ship, and one of the unique features of the quantum class is that, if you've probably seen it in many of the marketing images, is this glass dome, capsule that's called the North Star, and it rises. It sits on the upper deck, on the pool deck area of the ship. It rises 350 feet high, and my actual first experience in the North Star was in New York on the Anthem of the Seas. As we were sailing out of the port of Bayonne, New Jersey, we were circling around the Statue of Liberty, and we were at eye level to the statue. It was absolutely just, it was a thrill, and it gave me goosebumps. It was such a memorable moment. My second experience in that capsule was when I was in New Zealand, and we were just sitting nestled in a beautiful port. It was gorgeous to get up and see the scenery. And can you imagine the Ovation in Alaska, being up in that capsule with the glaciers all around you? I can't even imagine what that would be like. Oh. But the other unique features of this class of ship is that we have a Seaplex, which offers bumper cars and roller skating. We've got a Centrium area that's full of shops and eateries. It's kind of like that interior promenade that we have on the other class of ships. If you've been on either the Voyager class or Freedom class or Oasis class, sort of that same kind of feel with the shops and the different levels. Yes. Awesome. We've got a ripcord by iFly. So if you want to do a simulated skydiving, now's your opportunity to do that as well. And lots for the kids to do with the pool deck and Splashaway Bay. We have the Adventure Ocean program on board. And we've added this new part of that Royal Amplification, that we're bringing that Caribbean resort look and feel to you on board the ship, is the lime and the coconut on board. So it's got these big bright colors of metal palm trees and different cabanas that you can have day beds lined up around the pool deck. It's beautiful. But what a great ship. Again, both ships are amazing. Serenade, which is that Radiance class ship with the glass, or the Ovation, which is the Quantum class. It's a new class of ship, one of the newest class of ships for Royal Caribbean. So if you've heard of the Quantum or the Anthem or the Spectrum or the Ovation, then you know this class of ship.
Yes.
Well, let's see if we can tempt anyone with this quick little video.
Beautiful.
And there's that North Star. Doesn't that just look amazing?
Yes.
It's a great experience. It takes about 15 minutes to do all the full journey or the experience of the North Star. And in some of the ports, I do have to mention, especially in Alaska, there is a small fee just because the demand is so great for the North Star. We can't accommodate all the guests. So there is a small fee to reserve the North Star there. But in other areas, where we offer the North Star, it is complimentary. So,
and Joanne, are we able to reserve the North Star before boarding the ship, or is that something you need to wait until you get on the ship?
No, you can reserve it prior. Absolutely, it can be done through the pre-cruise planner.
So that's a great thing to look out for. When you're working with your travel advisor, let them know, and they can figure out when is the ideal time to get on there, so that you can have a really special moment during your trip.
Beautiful.
Well, should we head south, Matt? We're just jumping all over the place. Let's talk about Barbados.
Yeah, well, we're moving in sequence with the time of the year. So another really exciting announcement that we made really just a short while ago is that we have another new home port, which is out of Barbados. And we're super excited about this because we're using a ship which is a Vision class ship. So again, it's a smaller class of ship. Again, around that 80,000 tons, 2,400 guests. The Grandeur she actually was up in Bayonne for her latest itinerary run, and she's one of our ships that gets one of the highest guest satisfactions in the fleet. So, and a lot of that has to do with her size and the intimacy that it can offer with our crew. So the crew love the ship, and the guests love the crew on the ship. It's just a win-win for everyone. So we are taking the Grandeur to Barbados, and we're offering 3 different types of itineraries. There's 2 7-night cruises that offer St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Grenada, Trinidad, and Tobago on the first run, or you can do Grenada, Aruba, Curacao, Trinidad, and Bonaire, which is your ABC. There are 2 14-night, what we call the ultimate Caribbean run. Those are going to include Panama, Colombia, and Costa Rica. So those are awesome itineraries. And just think about the itineraries as a back-to-back. So if you're looking to do maybe 2 of those 2 7-night cruises and make that a 14-night cruise, those are awesome itineraries that would not repeat the ports. Again, we have great airfare lift out of most of the major cities. Local to us, of course, would be Orlando or Miami. We've actually even secured a charter flight out of Miami to run the flights down to Barbados to help lift, to give better airlift down to the islands. There are some awesome pre and post hotels if you want to take advantage of some of the beautiful things that Barbados has to offer. So again, Go Travel can get you those details. They can give you all of the options that you have and how to do the back-to-back with those itineraries. So that's really exciting for us. And these ports, most of these ports are new for us. St. Vincent, Tobago is new. So those are new to Royal Caribbean to call on. So exciting.
And now if we move a little to the west, what's going on here?
Okay. See, I told you there was a lot of new things to talk about today. So yet another new announcement. We're taking our beautiful Navigator of the Seas and we're going back to Los Angeles. So we haven't been in the West Coast for a number of years now, and really going back to Los Angeles as a home port. So using the beautiful Navigator of the Seas, which is a Voyager class ship, you can see there, she has been amplified. She has the flow rider and the different slides, 2 different types of slides. One is the blaster, and the other one is a head first that takes you down a slide. So Bob, I know you're already excited about doing that.
I'm tittillated.
But if you go to the center of the ship, you're going to see we have that beautiful pools, all those bright colors, again, bringing that Caribbean look and feel to your experience on board. So not just when you go ashore, but we're offering 3, 4, 5, and 7-night cruises. The 3-night cruises will take you to 3 and 4-night cruises will take you to Ensenada and Catalina. The 5-night's going to include Cabo, and then on the 7-night, we've got Cabo, Puerto Vallarta, and Mazatlan. So really beautiful coastal ports on the West Coast. So it's been a good number of years since I've visited these ports on the West side, and I really look forward to getting back there because they are so different than what you see in the Caribbean. So
the mountains, just the mountains behind them.
Yeah.
Or when you go into Cabo with the rock that's the arch right into the harbor. It's gorgeous.
And for our West Coasters, it's just a nice proximity, a little bit easier. We take it for granted. We're here in Central Florida, but our clients are all over the States. So you never know.
Yep. And this actually it's open for bookings now. It starts November of this year, and that itinerary or that season is running through April of 2023. So, all of these great itineraries, I should mention too, if you're sitting there with any of the future cruise credits, be sure that you're thinking about using those because those do have an expiration. And you want to maybe try out some of these new exciting itineraries that we're talking about today, but there's so many more, of course, that your Go Travel experts can guide you on if you're interested in other itineraries.
Let's talk about Odyssey of the Seas.
Okay, more exciting and great news to share. So Odyssey of the Seas is our newest member of the Royal Caribbean Fleet. We actually we have not taken delivery of her. She's at the shipyard over in Europe. And we originally had it slated to go to Israel to do cruises to the Greek Isles for our residents of Israel. But due to some unforeseen things and unrest there, we've made a decision to move the ship. And we're bringing her to a port in Florida. We haven't disclosed which port or what that itinerary is going to be. And I know you thought I was going to be announcing it today, but just please stay tuned. Please invite me back. We could talk more about the itinerary, but super excited about the Odyssey joining our fleet. And she, again, is a Quantum class ship. You can see it does have the Seaplex there. We've got lots of specialty dinings. We've got the sky pad. We haven't talked about the sky pad, but the sky pad is a really unique experience where it's a bungee trampoline that you're actually strapped into, and you jump on the trampoline. But we've added an element of another level, if you will, where you wear these virtual goggles, and as you're jumping on the trampoline, the goggles, the virtual game is interacting with you. So it's amazing. If you haven't been or worn these virtual goggles recently, they have taken this to such a level of reality. It's 4D. You feel like these things are coming right at you. It's really amazing. So we got the North Star, the Ripcord, Flow Rider. So lots of exciting and great things to experience on board the ship, and more to come.
And the Odyssey is the first Quantum class ship ever sailing from Florida, because I've always sailed from New York or from Asia.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah.
We have groups based on the ships. Call us. We have great pricing.
Well, and also stick around, because at the end of this stream, we are going to be showing a little bit of a video taste of Odyssey of the Seas.
Yeah. And I should mention that we do actually have the Odyssey scheduled to be in Fort Lauderdale in November of this year. So that was her original plan. So that's still in place. So if you've got plans to be, on the Odyssey from November on, with our itineraries out of, I want to say Port Everglades and Fort Lauderdale at the same time. But Fort Lauderdale, those have not changed. It's just from when we take delivery of her coming soon to that November timeframe.
Well, and what other ships are coming up the pipeline here?
Yeah, so great question. We are investing in the future. And in addition, of course, to the Odyssey of the Seas, we're really excited to be bringing out our 5th Oasis class ship, which is the Wonder of the Seas. We're going to be taking delivery of her in 2022. Now, this ship is actually scheduled to do our Asia itinerary. So she's going to be going to Shanghai and doing cruises out of there. But beyond that, looking down the scope of the future, we do have the Icon ships coming out, which is a brand new class of ship. We haven't really talked about what that class is going to entail. A little too early to talk about that. So we want to keep those secrets close to us for the time being, but we'll share more when the time is right. And we've got a 6th Oasis class ship coming out as well. So really exciting things happening in the future. So we're really looking forward to bringing new family members into our fleet with the additional ships.
Oh, that's amazing. Let me see. What else do we have here? Oop.
Royal does it right.
She does it. Okay. May offers.
Yeah, so our May offers, which we're kind of winding down a little bit on May. We're already at the 25th, so look forward to the June offers coming soon, but we will have them. But currently for May, we've got the BOGO 60, which is 60% off our second guests and 30% off our third and fourth. Now there is a kicker that we have out there, which is a layered offer, if you will. That is for the month long, and that is an offer where you earn an additional 150 instant savings. So again, these are combinable with any future cruise credits that you might have that you want to use. You can combine those with these offers. So again, reach out to the Go Travel experts because they can make sure it's value.
And, depending, we have inventory on quite a number of sailings that may have different deals that may be even better than the current May offer or the current June offer. So always reach out to your advisor, who will be able to take a look, evaluate all the different offers, and provide you with the one that works best for you.
The best option for you that fits your needs.
Mm-hmm. And what else we have? Oh, loyalty points. This is
And wait,
always,
there is more. So yeah, we've got. All right. Yep. Please bring on the music.
I love Bob's ringtone.
So we are still offering our double point offer for any bookings made by June 30th. So if you got a booking that's already in place, you're already on the double offer. You don't have to worry about that. It's for any sailings that depart between January of 2021, which we're already past, but through September 30th of 2022. So all levels get the double points. And just think, if you're booking a suite, which you normally get double points, you're going to get double, right? So you can really get to that next level of Crown and Anchor. If you're, thriving to get to the Diamond or Diamond Plus or even Pinnacle level, that's a great way. But it's good for all levels of the Crown and Anchor to earn the double points.
Works great.
Fantastic.
Clients love loyalty points.
Yes.
They like the free drinks from 4 to 7.
And who doesn't? We all do.
Joanne, I love that you included also this slide here because, many people still wonder, what is that relationship between Royal Caribbean and a travel advisor, or a cruise line and a travel advisor, and how does that work? And I think you've included a nice little explanation here.
Yeah, so, Royal Caribbean does recommend the use of a travel partner because they are your experts. They're there to hold your hand to make sure you get the best value. And as Julia had mentioned, with their contacts and associations, they can offer you the group offers and values that you might not get by calling direct or going through someone else. So they have affiliations that will give you, some of the best offers that are out there. You have a worry-free vacation. There's someone there that's going to hold your hand. They're responsive. They're going to make sure that even when you're on your vacation, if something goes wrong, you have somebody that you can reach out to. They can provide you in this ever world of changing policies and procedures. Some of the, the up to the last minute, information that's available. And again, walking through what the policies and procedures are in this ever changing environment, whether it's the protocols on the ships. Do I wear a mask or do I not need to wear a mask? All those kinds of things. They're the experts, and they're going to make sure that they handhold you every step of the way.
Yes. We're there for you. We're there for our clients.
Oh, and Frank was mentioning Brightline. I know, Bob, that's your favorite thing to mention.
I love Brightline.
Easy trains.
Easy train to the ports.
Yeah. So while we see if anybody has any questions, we have Joanne for a couple more minutes. So do reach out if you have any questions. We'd love to hear them. But in the meantime, Joanne, what is some advice you would give anybody who's thinking of going or from the Royal Caribbean side?
Well, yeah, that's a great question. We again ever changing environment, and we want to make sure that you feel confident when booking your Royal Caribbean trip with us. So we have a program in place called Cruise with Confidence that any bookings, currently the program runs through bookings made prior to May 31st, so just a few days away, that your booking is protected. You could cancel up to 48 hours prior to the departure and get 100% future cruise credit. That's whether you're booked under a non-refundable or refundable fare. Through this global suspension timeframe, we not only offered full refunds, we offered the guests the option to take a future cruise credit of up to 125% of the value, or a program called Lift and Shift, which allowed to lift and shift your booking into the same like itinerary for 1 year out with a kind of a sliding window. So we want to be, make sure that you feel comfortable and confident that, your vacation is, and your finances are secured with us. So again, Go Travel can give you all the details, the fine details of what the timeline is and the dates are on the Cruise with Confidence. But those are great programs in place, and it doesn't matter if you're booking refundable or non-refundable fares.
Joanne, one thing that we didn't bring up about the Odyssey and the Quantum class ship is that fabulous Club 270.
Oh, the 270. Yeah. We could spend a whole segment just talking about the entertainment when it comes to Royal Caribbean and all the different stages that we offer. So we have stages that entertainment is flying through the air, which is like in 270. 270 sits at the back of the ship, and it is 270 degrees of glass walls that, from floor to ceiling. During the day, it's actually a very quiet lounge to read a book and watch the scenery. At night, we transform it into an amazing show lounge. There are screens that drop down, so we could transform it into an aquarium or a rainforest. We have no stage as a backdrop, so the stage has to be ceiling and the floor. So the stage rises from below or drops from the ceiling where your entertainers will come down. And there's these robots, the robot screens. There's 6 different screens that interact with the performers in there. It's just absolutely an amazing venue.
It is.
But on some of our ships, we have the aqua theater, like the Oasis class, which is again, the back of the ship, but where we have high divers, cliff divers that are diving into a pool that's I think it's 17.9 feet deep.
I'm always at that show every single night.
It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. And they are tight walkers tight rope walkers. They go across that pool and they're flying through the air. And we've even got in our own, in the main theater, there's one of the shows has a real airplane that flies over the audience. So we do all our own production shows. We have the Broadway production. The entertainment is absolutely amazing on board Royal Caribbean.
Yes. If you don't like the entertainment on Royal Caribbean, you will like entertainment anywhere.
Well, Bob, do you have any more questions for Joanne while we have her today?
No, I'm just very happy to see her after all this time. We have a very, very good long relationship going back almost 30 years.
Absolutely.
And Joanne was about 10 or 11. She was learning then. But back to Premier, when she worked at Premier.
I started in 1985 in the industry. So, I've seen a lot of changes. We have seen a lot of changes. But the one thing that has stayed consistent is the strength and the power of relationships. And when you put 2 strong brands like Royal Caribbean and Go Travel together, it's a really great thing. There's a lot of great benefits, and it really is awesome to have such a great partnership with Go Travel. Yeah. And each of you.
Joanne won't say it, but she's been frequently in the top 3 of business development managers for Royal Caribbean across the country. And usually she's number 1.
Well, what does this mean for you as a client? This means that Joanne can get things done for us, and it's great to have that partnership to be able to make sure that our clients just always have the very best time, which we're of course always going to get with Royal Caribbean, though.
She's always willing to go the extra mile. Always willing to go to the extra mile.
Well, it's a great partnership, and we work really well together. Yes. So you've got 2 strong brands, if you will, working for you when you're booking Royal Caribbean through Go Travel. So you're in good hands for sure.
Yes.
Well, anyway, the important thing is if you are looking to cruise soon, Royal Caribbean has all kinds of options. We've got Greece cruises out of Cyprus. We've got Alaska. We've got Barbados. We've got Bahamas. Everything is here. All in 2021, which is wild to think. Maybe 2 months ago, we wouldn't have even been able to have this conversation. So all amazing news. It is less than a month away, and people are going to be cruising again. And we're just thrilled. And if you are ready to go, reach out to your travel advisor, reach out to us. If you don't have a travel advisor, visit us at gotravel.com and we will connect you with a specialist.
Fantastic.
So on that note, I think let's let everyone go, and we're going to take a beautiful look at, I believe, Odyssey of the Seas.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much, Joanne. Appreciate it for giving us all these wonderful updates.
Thank
Bye,
you
Joanne.
all. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
See everybody next week, Tuesday at 2.